trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. If I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Do my computer. Welcome to A Creator-Based Life, the podcast for CMH Coaching for Life. I'm Beth Bitsane-Brooks. I'm here with Jacine Bonnet.
Hello.
And it has been raining at my house for years. Years. That's all I can say at this point. I had a really fun morning I had a couple of clients. I had my Tai Chi class. It was really great. And then it started to rain again. And you know that song, "The sun will come out tomorrow"?
Yeah.
Not at my house. It has been
You like-
raining and raining and raining. All y'all, if you have drought, I'm sorry. It's all here. And my driveway is flooded. The alcove is flooded. There's mildew beginning in the bathroom
Yes.
because of all the water.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's real. No, it's real. Coming from the Northwest and living in the Portland metropolitan
Yes.
area, that is honest. I feel you. Like, we had so much mold all the time, and yeah.
Like, what is this? It's July in Texas. It should be 100 degrees and it should have been sunny for the last 6 weeks. But
In
it's
Texas,
just been raining.
because we flip-flopped. We gave you
You guys are not getting rain?
No, not so where I live now in the high desert area, Central Oregon, it's pretty much high desert, right?
Right.
But over in the valley where my kids and my grandkids live, they are not getting rain. They're getting the same weather we are, and we're in a major drought. So
Yeah, it's just wonky. This
it
is
is
really,
wonky.
really wonky. And it is wearing on me, let me tell you.
Yeah, it
But
does.
that kind of brings us to the Monday morning inspiration. Because I told Jacine this morning, we talked on our morning call, and I'm like, I read it. And you guys, I wrote it a couple of years ago. Just to come clean. And when I read it this morning, I'm like, oh, well, that's not impressive. That'll tell you how I got up on my day, how my day began. But then I don't know, Jacine, if you've seen this part, but I got to the last third and it said, girlfriend, check your focus.
Yes, I did see that.
I felt so condemned. Check your
Right?
focus. I'm like, well, my focus has been on the sloppy, sloppy mess outside and the fact that I need the sun and yada, yada, yada. Just a big old whiner.
Mm.
Yeah. Check your
Yeah,
focus.
back to your focus. And
Well, and
I
where was my emotional focus? It's been, unless I was coaching, because when I'm coaching, I just have so much fun. And it's just this beautiful synergy, with a client. It just feels so good. But then I walk out of the room and something comes up and it's raining again, and my
right.
focus goes right into that victim mode. Make
Mhm,
it stop. It's raining or it's whatever. And it's really, really interesting how quickly we switch back
mhm.
and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, that's interesting because as I read it too this morning, I was thinking of, we're really talking about summer self-care and taking care of ourselves.
Yeah,
And I thought about you and I thought about myself that there are times that my self-care is to go out and serve people.
it
And
really does.
maybe
It's
not
a
even go
lovely
out.
thing. That outward
Maybe it's
focus is,
yes, maybe it's send a text, maybe it's whatever.
yeah.
But then there are times when that is also a distraction,
So you don't have
and
to feel what you're feeling.
so I don't have to feel what I'm feeling, right?
Mhm.
And it's don't you find that there's that fine balance between the
If you're
ignoring the
working
feels.
to avoid, it's not so.
Yeah.
I guess in some way it
Say
like
that one more time. Say that one
if
more
you're
time.
working to avoid, it's not self-care.
Okay.
It's avoidance.
Mhm.
Self-care is, oh, darling, I see you. Yeah, that really did hurt. And I can see how you feel that way. What would help you to feel good right now?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
quite often for me, that's a conversation either on paper with a part of me, my centered self, or with a good friend who understands. Or most often with Lord too, where I will
Yeah.
just go in prayer and talk. Sometimes
Yeah.
I wonder if he doesn't roll his eyes at me though when I'm talking,
I don't
because
think Heavenly Father ever rolls his eyes at us. I think maybe it's more, like with my grandkids when they come to me with a problem and we're trying to work things
you're
out.
all
And
sweetie. You're so
yeah,
cute.
and sometimes it's just endearing. Like, okay, you know what? This is learning, it's growing. You got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Well, then
Uh,
I've been very endearing lately. We'll just say that.
hey, we're endearing ourselves to God.
That's right. That's right. We turn to him.
Yeah,
He is
me
my
too.
first thought. When something goes awry and it's something I can't immediately fix, I go right to him. He is my
Yeah.
first thought, and so that's
Mhm.
important. But this
It
idea of emotional malaise, the never-ending rain, it just settles you into it has settled me kind of into a victim spot.
mhm,
This is happening to me. So
mhm.
I was trying the last couple of days listing all the good things about the rain because when we're in drought, and I know a lot of places in the United States are in drought right now, we
Right.
miss that and all the things that go with it. My plants are really happy, my animals are really happy. There's
Yeah.
a lot of good that goes with it.
Mhm,
But the tendency for us as humans is to sit in the emotional malaise and to focus on the rain instead of the happy plants. At least after the first 6 weeks, that's where I go. To begin with,
It's been long enough, right? We're
Yeah,
when
yeah,
are we done? Is it over yet?
that's right.
Are
I'm
we there
grateful I
yet?
live at the top of a hill? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Well, and I mean, we have those times when it's the rain. We also have those times, guys, right now, that, my heart is broken.
yeah,
I have a broken heart, and it's due to, a really close relationship that was severed by the other person,
yeah, such a
and
hard thing.
it hurts, and it aches, and it wakes me up at 3 in the morning, and it's,
It's a new kind of hurt too, isn't it? Something you have not had this experience before,
no, no, not with this close of a relationship,
right?
and there being no explanation, and no, it's it's a loss, I've been trying to find words because words matter to me, and it's it's a loss. It's almost as if it's a death
Mhm.
in a way
Yeah.
that that I have no power over right now. Or that's the story, right?
That's the
So
story. And we go right into
yeah,
victim. Well, obviously, we're going to go into
yeah,
victim when it hurts.
yeah, yeah.
Because when it's just a gut reaction. Something
Mhm.
hurts a lot, we feel victimized. It's just we are human beings. It's the way we work.
We're human.
We're
We
hurting,
get
right.
hurt.
But
Right,
afterwards, after you've sat with the hurt for a little while, it's what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna perpetuate it like the rain? Or are
right.
you going to expect that it's doing something good within you and
Mhm.
change your story? Um, oh, what was his well, it has been said quite often, and I will remember the person who I'm quoting very soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Change your stories, change your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that idea of I can it's just a thought, and a thought can be changed.
Mhm.
I can magnify the mud in my brain and in my yard, or I can change the thought and have it be something better. Now, obviously, my mud is nothing compared to your heartbreak, but it works the same way with heartbreak.
Mhm.
If we hurt and we sit with the hurt without a story, it feels very different from the story. We can spin a story into anger, or we
Right.
can spin a story into self-pity. We can spin a story into self-doubt. You know,
Mhm.
the beautiful
Yeah.
thing about it is we can just as easily spin it to trust or spin it to growth. And when we check in with our creator, our heart will tell us what the right story is, what's really going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's patient in the hurt too, which is tough.
It is. It's, what I'm discovering, today
Today,
is
new learning today.
I decided self-care. I know it's gonna be 92 degrees. I do not care. I made myself a hot chocolate.
Oh,
Instant happiness.
instant
Just add
happiness.
hot chocolate, and I'm drinking it.
That's fantastic.
And I put whipped cream in it, and I don't even care.
Well, whipped cream is lovely. I put whipped cream in my stuff too sometimes.
It
I
just
love
makes
the
me
kind that squirts out the can.
yeah, that's what I have, yeah.
Because at my house anyway, you squirt it on your drink and then you tip it back and squirt it in your mouth and then you put it away.
Oh, well,
Don't
there, yeah,
touch your mouth because that bothers, but
and
you squirt it right in there.
I know it's instant happiness, right? Because it does. It makes my
It
mouth
does make
happy.
things better. Yeah.
It makes things a little happy. It doesn't bring joy. It doesn't bring me joy. But also my other self-care is going for walks, which I did this morning, but I love to work out. I love to go to the gym and work out and work my muscles and this morning when I checked in with my heavenly Father, he said, "No, not today."
No walk today, huh?
It was a walk, but don't go work out.
Oh, no workout
Don't go
today.
do
Got you.
yeah, don't go do a heavy workout.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I find
Yeah,
that so comforting that we can check in and we can ask.
yeah.
I didn't learn that I could ask um, God really until I was in my 30s, 40s, somewhere in there. Maybe by the time I was 50, I was confident in the answers that I got. And it is the most comforting thing to me to know that I can always turn to Him and ask, no matter
Mhm.
what happens. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And he wants us to know. I
Yeah,
think that's the biggest thing is he
yeah.
wants us to have those answers, and I think too often we think, "Oh, somebody else's problems are worse than mine." So, I don't need to bother him with that right
Well,
now.
mine isn't. Mine isn't somebody else's problems are worse than mine. Mine is I'm not good enough to ask. Oh, if
Oh,
only
okay.
I were doing XYZ, then I could ask.
Mm,
Yeah, and so
mhm.
that's another one. Neither one of them are true.
No.
Because
Cannot
just like
trust.
you are with your grandson and you just adore him and he thrills you to have him ask. It is the same with God. Yeah. Just thrills him to have us ask, regardless of the simpleness of the way. Yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
love your self-care. Okay, instant happiness and not a hard workout, but a lovely walk.
Right. Yeah.
That is beautiful. Mine
Yes.
too comes in a cup. Just saying. My self-care. But I love to read. And part
Mm,
of what I did for self-care today is I dug this out. You remember this book? It's
I
gone.
have it here. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yay. Pull it back.
disappeared.
Pull it
There it
back.
is.
There we go.
Oh yeah, we're different editions. Look at that.
Different color. Yeah.
And because I find comfort here when I'm struggling with something regularly. Because when I'm reading The Power of Ted, I move into my creator space.
Tabbed, all tabbed, highlighted.
And lots of
Yep.
pages. Okay, so today, page 8,
Yes. I'll go there with you.
BFOs. And I'm like, BFOs, I did not remember this morning. But a BFO is a blinding flash of the obvious, which is exactly what
It's like
happened to me
this,
this morning.
right?
Yeah, what am I doing? I'm digging a hole with this story. I'm telling myself about the rain. Blinding
Mhm.
flash of the obvious, right? That was, but when you get there, if you look at the bottom of that paragraph, a BFO is a good thing because it means you're awakening to a new way of thinking. So
Yeah.
a new way of being. So like when you think, oh my gosh, what do you first the first thing that comes to you is you want to criticize yourself in some way. I should have seen that sooner. How could I have
Right.
missed that or whatever it is? But no, it is a happy thing because it means you're awakening to something new. You're
Yeah.
seeing something in a very different way. You're thinking about things differently. You're being differently. It's time to get excited. You're growing and your life is changing and it's beautiful.
Ah,
And that is a real flip in the story.
it is.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, a BFO. I just thought that one was funny,
Yeah.
but my favorite. And then I'll let
Yeah.
you share
I
yours.
have a, n- I love that too. Yeah. Is a very
BFO.
positive sign. It means that you're awakening to new ways of thinking.
Right?
Um,
And we
yes.
all have those. You could be sitting in traffic and have this blinding flash of the obvious about something that happened 2 hours earlier. It's an awakening,
Yeah. Yeah. I
which
love
is
that.
where pain generally takes us. Some kind of heartache or some kind of painful frustration or confusion. It will
Mhm.
generally take us if we're looking for it. If that's where our
Mhm.
focus is our focus on growth.
I love this, and it's on page 11 in my book. It's about center page. It says, "I guess I'm also a revolutionary, or rather an evolutionary."
Evolutionary. Yeah.
Yeah, as an evolutionary facilitator,
That's a lot of
guys.
syllables.
Evolutionary
Evolutionary facilitator.
facilitator. I'd like to offer you another way to live if you choose. And I wrote, you and only you make choices that
For
create your
you.
life.
Yep.
Yes. At the end of the day, what you do will always be your choice. Hot chocolate.
Even if you
Uh,
choose to not
yes.
do anything, it's still a choice.
Yes. No one can ever take that away from you. In fact, it's why you're here, to make the choices that create your life. Evolutionary facilitate. You are the evolutionary facilitator in your life,
Okay,
girls.
so when the next census comes around in about 4 years, and they ask you what your profession is,
What you
you
do.
could put evolutionary facilitator.
Oh, I love that.
When I
I'm in,
was
I'm into
much,
that.
much
Yeah.
younger, when I was much younger, and I was homeschooling all of my kids, and I think most everybody was home. Probably a
Yeah.
couple weren't born yet, but it was crazy. And my whole focus was on studying how people learn because I
Mhm.
wanted them to have the very best education they could have, well-rounded, be able to think for
Mhm.
themselves, to make good choices, and just to do it because they wanted to, not because
Yeah.
mama told them or dad told them or whatever.
Yeah.
And that then I learned that a person who learns and studies regularly, that's their profession, the way people
Yeah.
learn is called an epistemologist. And so
Oh,
in the 1990 census, that's what I put for my profession, that I was an epistemologist. And they called me on it and they said, "Are you really an epistemologist?" And I said, "Well, an epistemologist is someone who studies the way people learn and who is, involved in that area of,
yes.
yeah, career." And I said, "That is exactly what I do." And they said, "Okay." And they put me down as an epistemologist.
That's
Homeschooling mom,
awesome.
an epistemologist. Yeah.
Oh, all
But
right.
that has
And
led to,
I'm an evolutionary facilitator.
yeah, so you could be an evolutionary facilitator because you always get to choose. And I think
Right.
that's really what summer self-care is about. The whole series, all the way through the summer, we come up with different facets that you can choose. But
Hmm.
the bottom line is you get to choose. And not choosing is still choosing.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. But on a little happier note, let me share this one, as long as we're doing quotes,
Oh, yeah.
because this is how I feel about the rain. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart. This is page 80. It's a way in.
Oh, we got a ways. Okay.
Be patient about toward all that is unsolved in your heart. And I like that he uses the word toward, because then
Yeah.
I am directing patience to the rain.
Patient toward. Yeah.
Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart. Like, will the sun ever come out again? I can have patience towards that. And try to love the questions themselves. Okay, so think about
Jen would
something.
love this.
Yeah, yeah. I miss her. I hope she gets
I
well
know.
soon. Yes, be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are written in a foreign tongue. So, you know how The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the kids go to stay in that great big old English mansion. All
Yep.
of the locked rooms that hold their curiosity, and there is a love that they gain for the mystery. And so I think he's saying be patient towards what's unsolved in your life and love it for the mystery that it is. It's a gift.
Mm.
Or books that are written in a foreign tongue. I remember the first time I read Romeo and Juliet, I was probably 14, and Shakespeare was a foreign tongue, you know?
Right.
Yeah. But then do not now seek the answers which cannot be given to you because you won't be able to live them. At the point
Wise is
is to
that?
live everything, which means for me putting my toes in the mud,
Mm.
and live the questions. So live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer.
Mm.
So my question is, what does it mean to live the questions?
Mm.
It's a really different way of looking at life for me because I'm
Mm.
a check the box girl. Make
Yeah.
my list, check it all off. That's not living the questions, that's living the answers.
I want things tidy and I want
Yes,
to
I
be
love
able
things
to
tidy.
wrap them up but living the question means that if I'm living the question, I may not have an answer. I may not receive an answer. And
There are
like you said,
no
until
answers
some
required when
distant,
you're living the questions.
right, right.
I can't
Let
even
go,
conceive.
let go of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Letting
let
go.
go of the quest for the answer, and instead you fully embrace where you are right here, right now,
Hmm.
which is beautiful for summertime, especially because you can fully embrace the not doing and the warmth and the humidity, if we must, you know.
Hmm.
But it brings you back into the presence of summer and summer self-care because that's all along.
Mm.
Summer has always been a little slower and it's always been a little less focused on doing and a lot more focused on being. And so
Yeah.
this idea of living the questions now, kind of to me, it smacks of being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gift of presence, right?
The gift of presence. Yeah. And the focus of gratitude. And that changes everything when your focus is gratitude or your focus is savoring, right?
Mhm.
I find that in the summertime, the focus of most of the focus is savoring, whether it's a glass of lemonade or the warm sand on the beach or the sun on your skin. It's slowing it just a little so you can savor it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
then when you look at challenges like heartbreak,
Yeah.
what would that do
Because
to heartbreak?
well, so for right now, my state of mind is great. I feel lovely and my heart is rejoicing. But right before the podcast, guys, I had that overwhelm swoop in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was thinking my husband hurt his knee and pretty
Oh,
significantly, and he tried to doctor it himself, right? And there when when I got to it, I was like, "Well, we're gonna have to like cut that big chunk of skin off. We're gonna need to get the gravel out. We're gonna need to,
we're gonna have to
yeah,
scrub it. We're gonna
yeah,
debride the wound. Not nice.
right, right." And it made me realize that like this heartbreak um is a wound, and
Definitely a wound.
there are times when we need others to help us with that wound
Yes.
care,
Yeah.
right? And we shouldn't I love the self-care, but there are other times that we have to have our self-care is turning to others and inviting others in and sharing the depths of our
Pain
pains
and our
that
injury.
Mhm,
Interestingly, when you're thinking about this as a wound, grief
mhm.
as a wound, separation as a wound, somebody was really harsh with you, that's wounding.
Yes.
The wounds of our body. I had a good friend who had had a cesarean section, and shortly after a cesarean section, her mom died. And she was trying to go through the grief. And it came into our conversation that the death of her mom was healing the way her body healed the cesarean section. The incision, when it was healing, healed from the inside of her body out. If it heals from the outside in, it can trap infection. Think of the
Right.
analogy there. If it heals from the outside in, it can trap all kinds of, and it will separate and it will just be bad. But
Mhm,
it takes a lot of weeks for it to heal from the inside, where we are wounded emotionally, especially, to the outside. And that's where the true strength comes, is healing from the inside out. But that requires that patient focus of being, being
mhm,
with the ache, being with the teaching that comes to you, being with the people who will come to your aid that maybe you don't really want to share with, but you are called to share with. Yeah.
mm.
So that things heal from the inside out and then they're fully healed. But it
I
takes a long
love
time.
that we are called to share with, and
Yes.
sometimes
Because you can feel it
we doubt
sometimes.
that.
Yeah. People will show up in your life and you'll be like, I feel called to share with them. I don't want to share with them. I feel called
Yeah,
to share with them. And then it's being brave because in your sharing your pain, you're serving them. There's something that they need to heal too.
mm,
Permission to be human. But we really don't want to be that way sometimes.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Mm,
Once again, check your focus. It's all about your focus. When you go, if you resist, what's my focus? Am I
mm,
focusing on my own personal comfort? Am I focusing on, I don't really want people to know that I am weak in an area in my life? Are we
right.
focusing on keeping our image up or whatever? Yeah, you check your focus. Is it a creator focus? Is it a victim focus?
Mhm.
And usually
Yeah,
the more,
what are our fears about sharing that?
Yeah. What are our fears about sharing that?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
That whole 50-50 experience. This is one of the things from the Monday Morning Inspiration. As a 50-50 girl, and boy, I am so 50-50, it's just not funny. I recognize my focus will periodically be on the good, and other times it's just flat on the not so good. We're learning
Mhm.
and growing all the time in the good and in the not so good. But I also know at the same time, 50-50 girl, that where I put my focus is where I will go in my thoughts, my words, and my deeds.
Mm.
So, yeah,
That's
as
so
human
true.
beings, we're just going to slide into the not so good regularly because that's part of the human experience. But we have
Mhm.
the power to choose the thoughts that we keep. And that is based on where we put our focus.
Mhm.
As far as the
And
ring goes, I don't have that figured out.
but here's the cool thing about you, Beth, and are you accepting new clients right now?
Mhm.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
for two, but only for two, because I do coach and clear and I do mastermind and I
Mhm.
teach Tai Chi and I am religious about not working too many hours.
Yes.
So, but I do have room. I have room for two. Yeah.
So, sometimes you need a professional.
Sometimes you
And
really need a coach or a counselor or
yes.
a therapist or a medical
Yeah.
doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
sometimes you get a professional.
And it's important to reach out and take care of you. It's okay. It's
It's
okay. It's
essential.
necessary. It's essential. Yeah.
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 You need a community, all the different caregivers, because you are a caregiver to so many. And if
Mhm.
you're not taking care of yourself, then all those people you caregive are not being taken care of. It really is a service you give to the world to do your self care. To if
Mhm.
you're wounded, like you said with Mark, you got to
Yeah,
clean the wound out.
we do. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would never get better
Right.
if you didn't. Yeah. You gotta
Yeah.
be able to look at those feelings and have with coaching, most of the time, a really good coach will simply witness for you. They
Yeah.
will give you a safe, open space for you to use all of your words and dump it all out and look at it out in front of you. And maybe she'll ask you a question that causes you to go, "Oh my gosh, there it is. It's right out there in front of me," that you didn't see it because you were so wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
But a
Yeah.
really good coach can ask you a question and then you solve your problem. It's just you
Yeah.
need something witnessed. You need someone other person there that will hold all of your confidentiality for you and won't
Mhm.
remember. That's my personal gift as a coach. I don't remember. If I don't
Yep.
write it down, I don't remember it. So I keep notes for my clients, but I'll tell them we're going to have to look at the notes when you come back because I honestly have the gift of not remembering from one to the next. So we never have to be embarrassed or think about all of those other things, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's true. I have a
Yeah.
coach. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
It does. And those questions are super powerful. And that's one of the things that I noticed when I started working with Beth, guys, is that the questions that she was inspired to ask me were just right on target. They were just and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You ask a question like that, and then there's just silence, and you just sit and let the silence
Oh,
be while somebody's processing
oh."
through. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they are inspired. They don't come from me. We pray before we start, and so, yeah. They're from
Mhm.
that loving God who is hearing all of your questions, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It is my love, creator-based coaching. It's the best because the whole thing is grounded in Heavenly Father.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
only way. We learn lots of stuff, but without his help, we won't really heal the way we need to heal. We need,
Right.
yeah. Okay, so we have self-care questions, some at the bottom, a few self-care focused thoughts, things that you can ponder on this week. Or if you're uncomfortable in some way, like I was when it started to rain again at lunch, You could think about asking yourself these questions. What do I need right now? Well, I knew what I needed. I needed sunshine. But if I can't have sunshine, I can have Jacine and we can talk on the podcast, and that's as good as sunshine, right? What do I need? The other one
Mhm.
that I love to ask myself is, what do I want to feel?
Mm.
Because for me, it's like a Lego construction project. I'll be in some kind of a malaise or teetering on crankiness, and I'll think, okay, but wait, what do I want to feel? Well,
Mm.
I want to feel confident or I want to feel content. Depends on the day. But in general, it's some kind of a happy feeling, right? But I'll name what I want. Say I want to feel confident. Then
Mhm.
what thought would create that confident feeling for me? And that's a regular in my life. So what do I want to feel? What thought will help me feel that way? And then what's the right next step after that? Yeah.
Mhm.
And it makes a huge difference. I still do love to indulge in a good wallow of poor me once in a while, but I don't
Yeah.
stay there super long, because
I think that's
eventually
that's
I want to feel better.
right, that's what we're learning. That's what we're learning in this process, guys, is yes, we're going to feel the emotions. Let yourself feel the feels.
It's really
But
important
how
to feel
long
the
are you
feelings.
gonna stay there? Yeah, how long? And then what are the steps to move through it to become the creator of your life?
Yeah, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Hey, what are you guys doing for book club?
We're just
Still on
reading.
sabbatical?
Yep, yep, still on sabbatical.
All right.
Yep.
We'll see
I
when.
started reading a really fun book, um, by Lisa Wingate, and
Oh,
I
I do
love
like
it.
her.
I love it. It's called Over the Moon at the Big Lizard Diner.
Oh,
Over the Moon at the Big Lizard Diner, and it happens in Texas, and, um, just the premise is someone who's gone through divorce and custody battle and all that kind of stuff, and she's going down to visit her sister. But the reason I really, really relate to it is she's like, the mommy Lindsay in me says this. The
ah,
so she's got all of these different
these
parts of
different parts of
herself
herself. Yeah.
that she recognizes as third person and calls it out in these situations
I
as
love
she's
that.
analyzing. And then she also creates these stories about what's happening, and as always, worst case scenario. All right, my daughter's in Mexico with her father. What if the cartel have gotten, I can't get a hold of her? What?
Oh,
So
yeah.
she goes to
Yours.
these like places, and then she's like, okay, so the wise Lindsay would tell me blah, blah, blah. And but
The
so it's
dramatic
just,
Lindsay would tell me
yeah,
something completely different. Yep.
yes. And then the romantic Lindsay, it's so cute and fun. But again, it has to do with everything that we do. And she is at a horse therapy camp
Uh-huh.
helping her sister. So learning from the horses.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us the name of it again.
It is called Over the Moon at the Big Lizard Diner by Lisa Wingate.
Over the Moon,
And it's
Big Lizard Diner.
Over the Moon at the Big
I
Lizard
do love
Diner.
Lisa Wingate. She's a great author. Yeah,
She is. She
she's
is. Yeah.
really fun. That is cool. That is
Yeah.
cool. Well, we are just going to keep enjoying our summer in whatever fashion that appears, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's in between the stories and in between the healing, and we just look for the times when the sun does come out.
Yes.
Yes, but
Mhm.
mostly we're going to savor. So this
Mhm.
week, as you move through your week, try to savor something. Maybe it's a grape. I had the most amazing cantaloupe today for lunch.
Blueberries.
Oh,
Mhm.
blueberries. Yeah, maybe
They're
it's a
fresh
blueberry.
right now in our area. So yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, but savor and see how that savoring improves
Mm.
your life because it really will. It brings you present, and I don't know, maybe it would bring you patience. That was what was going to come out of my mouth. But it
Mhm.
really just It takes you out of your rut every time you
Yeah.
stop to savor. Yeah.
It,
'Cause
it
for
could
me,
be it could be a relationship too. Like I was telling Beth this morning at my 3 a.m. I'm gonna
been out.
fall into the black abyss, and it's I just had that prompting, just roll over and snuggle with your husband.
Yes,
Just
that's
roll
something to
over and
savor.
snuggle with your hubby. And so I did, and everything I just my world
That
cleared
is
up. It was lovely, and I savored that moment. Yeah,
yes,
for,
yes.
that half an hour or whatever. Yeah.
However that well, and what's cool about it is when you take the time to savor, you'll remember it, and you can come back to the memory and save it again,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
just lovely. So, summer self-care until next Monday when we will have another installment. I am waiting for the mule mind. It's one of my very, very favorite things to talk about, and I'm hoping next week will be mule mind. We will see. But
Mhm. Mm.
till next week, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/CMHcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
I just fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything, with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. Whoa, day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think. What you thinking? 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 You gotta watch your